I know he's out there. Listen, if I exist, he exists. That's already said and done. Like I've decided that. God wouldn't do that to me, you know?
Right.
But what of my ducks do I need to get in a row? Not as a hurdle, right? And not even as stepping stones, but just for me to hold in thought of making some things come together so that it will be a smoother transition. Look, there's always going to be hiccups. Nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. I'm coming as an open person to it, not like, what's the date? I want to meet the love of my life. Like, what are things I can be cultivating, right? Because I know we're in charge of all of our time. We're in charge of what we allow the universe to deliver to us. Fear holds stuff back, right? It
Yep.
keeps it from coming to us. So I'm not going to be in that place as much as I can help it. But I just want to hear what you have to say and what's being said that maybe I'm not hearing exactly.
What I'm sensing, you being a whole you, right? Doing your work, being focused on your business, being focused on who you are, being focused on the speaking gigs, being focused on the things that light you up. And that being the focus. Who are you? How are you showing up in the world? Taking care of your stuff, right? And then doing what Esther and Jerry Hicks calls release and allow, which is the hardest of all,
Release and allow.
the
Love
hardest
that.
part of manifestation for me. It's the hardest part of manifestation, I would say, for all of humanity. And the reason it's so hard to manifest and do release and allow is because release and allow says, I want this thing. I want this thing so badly. I want it with my entire being. I want it with everything I have, right? And to have it. And so the first part of manifesting is you have it. You imagine yourself having it. And then release and allow says, you let it go. You let it go. You're like, I'm leaving that in the hands of the universe. And then I say, how do you do that? Because if you want it that badly, how do you let it go? Right? And that is practice. So Esther Hicks says that the wanting, where you're clenching it, even though you're pulling it to you, you're pushing it away, right? That's on this side of the stick. But if you go to the other side of the stick, where you're like, I see my desire, I see what I want, I recognize it's what I want, and I just sort of take my hands off. It's all the same feeling. It's just what you do with it. And so for you, I would say getting really, really focused in on your mission, your vision, your purpose,